everybody. Welcome to Bears Banter Talk Show. Today is a wonderful, beautiful November day. The Bears were able to beat the Steelers 31-28. All the talk about the Bears not being ready, not being beating any winning teams. Strangely enough, our Chicago Bears showed up today. Let's get it.
Bears win! Bears win!
I'll take it. I'll take a W. I'm telling you.
Man, they still had the pressure of how, hey, we got Jason sitting in with us. I think he set in about a year or so. Hey, what's your thoughts, Jason? We'll give you the mic first.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Well, I mean, it's been an interesting season so far, that's for sure. This game starting out, I'm a little more worried about the beginning of the game than I am the end of the game. They've actually been a very strong team as the game goes on and gets stronger throughout. So that's encouraging for sure. A lot is still sloppy. I'd like to see a little bit better on the offense with some of these penalties and some of these dumb penalties that they're making, like DJ throwing the ball at the cornerback, when it was over, and these stuff that just ends up hurting himself. I mean, ultimately it worked out for in there at the end of it, but still, I mean, these are just bonehead mistakes that need to be cleaned up, and hopefully that is the case going throughout the rest of the season. But defense was concerning with all the injuries and everybody that was out today, linebackers for sure. But those guys that came in stepped up and definitely got stronger as the game went through. So that was a big W, big W.
Yes, sir. Man, Plank, defense came through. I mean, I think they was trying to play possum on us with the Aaron Rodgers thing. They rolled that out into the last minute today.
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers, being the petulant child that he is, wanted to wait. He actually wanted to play today. So he thought he was going to come out. He actually went out there, and it's my understanding he gave the Chicago Bears fans the finger, actually two fingers. So, he wanted to play. I wish he would have played so he can get this W. But either way, I'm gonna take the win. And Aaron Rodgers, only thing he can do is shut up and take that L.
Hey, this wouldn't be a Bears game this season without your heart beating with that last drive. But you know what? The Bears, I keep saying this. I said it on Friday. I think this is just a team where it's just their year. I mean, as many injuries that they had coming into this game. I think I'm getting a little feedback on yours, Jason. I'm going to hit you on mute for a minute. As much as they had as many injuries coming in this game, I didn't know that Theo Benedict was going to be out. So Theo Benedict ended up being out along with all three linebackers, and the linebackers who were in for them got hurt, and Stevenson got hurt. It was like, man, who else is going to get hurt? And even Jonah Jackson went out for a little while.
I think they even needed replacement fans out there for a minute, man, because it's pretty bad. But you know what? We persevered. We stood out there and fought a good fight. That's all we can go by. What's up, Quick?
What's going on?
How you doing?
What you thinking, Quick, about this game? I know you keep saying trust the process.
Man, this is much feedback, but man, this is a great win, especially because all the subs that were in. So, I mean, I think I posted in our group, it was 38 tackles made by replacements. Who was that? Somebody had 15. The other linebacker had 14 tackles. So, I mean, they were making plays all over the place.
Yes,
I'm saying eating this ice cream from Yaya.
Okay, you went down there today.
Yeah.
Glad you made it out there.
I went yesterday, too. You got to support the bros.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, what you thinking, Jason? I mean, we're looking at the Bears offense. They actually putting up points. Even with the imperfection, they scored 31 points.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely more concerned the way it's been playing out over the season. I mean, they put that stat up there about their point differential, I think it was at the beginning, and how all in the first quarter, it's in the positive, and the rest of the game it's down in negatives. But my concern, if anything, on the offense is, them scripted plays that they have at the beginning. It just looks confused. It looks sloppy. I don't want to say sloppy, but just looks it looks disheveled. It doesn't look fluid. I mean, it definitely seems like it gets better as the game goes through when they get to the unscripted stuff, if you want to call it. I like it a lot better when Caleb stands tall and throws that ball with I don't want to say with force, but with determination. Like a lot of the sidearm stuff is pretty and all that, but I think when he starts scrambling, I always get concerned because for some reason he just decides to run backwards instead of up or to the left or to the right. And then, I think that's, and we saw that when it came to the touchdown in the end, when the fumble strip sack in the end zone. It's that kind of stuff that makes me concerned ultimately. And, he's been pretty good about it through most of the season, but unfortunately it came back to bite him today.
Yeah. Hey, what you got, guys? You just getting in?
Your boy Deo, Oye, boink, boink, boink. This dude was a killer, man. Jackson came in and stepped up, man. The next man up. They get the defense did pretty good. I mean, I know the numbers aren't indicative of it, but they saved us this game. Unfortunately, offenses they put up some points. I can't be mad at that. They just got to clean a lot of that stuff up, though, man. They got to, because now we're about to play the Eagles, and this stuff that we're doing now, I've been doing these past games, is coming from behind and hoping to win like in the last couple minutes of the fourth quarter. Ain't gonna work against the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that, because we've been saying that all year. What won't work, and I don't know. Some of those things don't look good to me. But I want to acknowledge that something Jason said about cleaning things up. That sack fumble was a product of a penalty on the kickoff, then a penalty on the next play that actually put them on the goal line. So you had two back-to-back penalties where you lost about almost 20 yards that put you on goal line. So what you can't do is lose yards and put your team in bad or worse field position. But on a play like that, I do get a little confused here and there on times on Ben Johnson. And I just, and I'm not saying Caleb shouldn't have took that fumble, but I'm not sure why you just not running to try to make sure you get enough space. Like on the last play, the offensive play, I thought they would have ran the ball. And worst case scenario, you run the ball and then you take a delayed game and you run another 40 seconds off the clock. But since they passed the ball, they were not able to. I mean, they got 10 seconds ran off because of the penalty that ended up happening. But I would say on a play like that, I would say you would try to play for at least a delayed game versus what they did. They threw an incomplete pass and they ran off 25 seconds in that possession. But yeah, Plank.
Yeah, my argument there is, it kind of made sense to me. They were going for the first down. If we get a first down, then the game's over, because Pittsburgh had already used up all of their timeouts. So I see the thought process, even though it didn't come out like we expected. As far as this game, this was a game that we're looking at NFC versus AFC. So strangely enough, even if we had lost that game, it wouldn't have hurt us as much as losing a game in division. But as a Bears fan, I'm glad that we continue this winning strategy. You can't teach other teams how to overcome issues and keep churning out these wins. For close games, that's going to actually play dividends in the playoffs. So the Bears, I think they did a great job today. You're right. They still got a lot of things to clean up. First year in an offense, first year in a defense, and a whole lot of players hurt. That said, we came out with the W, so I'm going to take it.
Hey, just a quick point. Don't look now, but that rookie quarterback in Cleveland, the 5th round pick guy, they're up 14-0.
Oh, that's good.
Oops.
You go.
Oops.
Wait, somebody actually let him take snaps with the first team this week?
Right.
Okay.
Hey, so, a couple of weeks ago, people were saying the Bears, I guess 2 weeks ago, the Bears struggle against the Giants. Okay, Detroit struggled against them and had to play them in overtime. So any given Sunday, something else can happen. So I'm glad the Bears was able to get that monkey off their back of they haven't beat a winning team, and they have beat a winning team today. And I would say offensively and defensively, they, other than the mistakes that they made, they actually both showed up in this game. The mistakes is the only thing that kind of offset and gave some points because they gave up 7 from the sack fumble, and then they had a couple of penalties here and there. But if you look at it, both sides of the ball, I mean, those guys, you had to take your hat off to those guys that came in from the injuries, and even the secondary. They came up and in those last 2 drives and made some nice tackles to prevent the guy from running up the field. So you have to say DA is doing a good job with these guys.
Yeah, he's throwing some tape and bubble gum together to get us to play defense. I think that's about the best we can do. What would we leave? I think we're down 5 or 6 starters on defense. That's kind of unheard of. But he still made us out, put us out there, put us in a position to win a game. So hats got to go off to DA. Great job today.
Man, you can't say enough about when you watch a game like this and you watch the Bears and you see them put up 31 points in the game. And these, I can't say this enough. In the past, these are type of games that somewhere around 19 points, we was just like, that because that was about somewhere where we tapped out at about.
They almost put it on cruise control at that point.
Right.
Man.
What y'all got? Hey,
we got to talk about that interception by Wright.
Whoa!
Oh, absolutely.
I balled it.
I mean, one hand still getting in. I mean, that play right there, that probably was the best play of the game for me. Man, that was outstanding. Yeah, that wasn't Jalen Johnson, just so y'all know.
Yeah, I don't know who I would put as the player of the game today. Either Montez Sweat or DJ Moore. And I've been on DJ Moore all year, but today he came through, even despite that bonehead penalty, he came through with two touchdowns. So he's showing up. So it's looking like he got some separation today.
Yeah. Leon made ask a point. Is it possible Caleb won't ever be great numbers as far as passing percentage, but will be a winner? No, I think that's going to be distorted because if you look at it, one is the instructions this year is to not take sacks. So you're going to have a lot of throwaways just to prevent sacks. As you improve your line, you're not going to worry about throwaways, an aspect of that. So as far as him getting the ball down, that's going to be comfort level with as the line get better and him working out the bad habits and they start playing on time. And I hate to use this, but I'm going to keep saying it. If you look at Josh Allen's second year, he was completing about 56 or 58% of his completions, but they were winning. So at some point, if you look at it, the objective of the game is to win the game. And if you look at Mason Rudolph, he was over 84% at one point in this game, but he was only throwing 3-yard passes. So sometimes when you have those great, that's total game management at its best. When you're throwing balls 3 to 4 yards on every play, and then you end up punting, but you have a high completion ratio, which is kind of like that's fine, but you need to be able to push the ball down the field and you need to score. But you got Jason. I see you look like you.
No,
yeah. I was just talking about the good plays that we saw today. I mean, the Nashawn Wright interception at the beginning of the game was was beautiful. And that guy's been playing off his rocker since he got there, making these picks, and he's come up with some pretty huge picks late in the game too. Some of the stuff that really impressed me that I saw, I think it was in the third quarter, was like I said earlier. I like to see Caleb when he stands tall in the pocket and takes what the defense gives him, and he did one of those when the left side broke down and came at him, and he dumped off to Manungai, and he got that first down, and then followed it up with another pass right up the middle to Odunze. And it's like that's what I like. That's what I'm hoping to see more of, even from the get go, not just late in the game. I want to see them stay. I feel like that could definitely help them establish command on the field and keep that momentum in their favor. So like those two particular plays were a couple of ones that I really liked, and I love to see some more of from this offense. And taking advantage of some mismatches. I mean, the wide open pass to to DJ for that touchdown was just a beautifully designed play, and that played out so well in their bonus, and it was kind of a makeup for DJ's mistake with the unsportsmanlike conduct taunting play. So we can clean up some of that nonsense and some of these false starts, and then the delay of game penalty, which confused me coming off a timeout. That's just, I'm like, come on, we got to play a little bit better than that. We're late in the season now, so some of that should definitely not be there. But those stuff, I like to see the ball in the middle of the field a lot more with some zip and some determination from Caleb to that receiver. I want to see more of that, definitely.
Yeah, Bernard, I just want to make a quick comment since you brought up Josh Allen. He had a horrible game the other day. I heard a rumor today that he went to the bathroom and Will Anderson sacked him 2 times in his own bathroom.
And the door wasn't even locked.
Hey,
You know
Jason,
what was interesting,
now when you talk about the
brother.
scripted plays, I noticed the last 2 or 3 games, the scripted plays been off. Like today, the scripted plays didn't look good. And I know early on, we were using a lot of the analogy that they weren't well in the first set of scripted plays, then they get stagnated. Today and last week was the opposite, where the scripted plays seem to be out of rhythm. It's like it almost looked like they went back to not even scripting anything. I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll find that out. But I don't know. They look a little out of rhythm to me on those scripted plays.
To me, it feels like it's been that all season. And whatever them first 15, 20 plays, whatever they are, supposed to be scripted, to establish the line of scrimmage and get the ball moving. Just everything seems to be like everybody's just, I don't want to say confused, but like it feels like everything's in the wrong position to receive the ball, or, the line breaks down so quickly. Caleb's got to go off script almost immediately. And, those are as much as I love seeing him, as much as we all love to see him slip out of those plays, like especially last week, it's unfortunate, like the thing, is like, it was, back when, years ago, when I'm blanking on his name, but, like his running backwards concerns me, and like, sometimes I wonder if he's just trying to make it look harder than it is, or what it needs to be. So like, I'd like to see that cleaned up from his game. Definitely.
What you got, quick?
Man, I mean, right now, no, we're ahead of schedule right now for everything that's piecing together. Actually playing some good football. Don't have all our pieces, but when those guys go in there and feel sorry for themselves, I mean, you lost the entire linebacker core, and it's next man up, So right now, I mean, we'll have we got 6 games left. We'll be favored in 2 of those games, so we should probably get to at least 10 victories. I think most people had them scheduled to win about 7 games or so. The only thing I'm mad at is like, hey man, if we don't win the Super Bowl, we messing up our draft position.
Hey, but you know what? Something that you probably want to ask. Well, let's look at this from this angle. This is Ben Johnson's first year. Out of those 15 scripted plays, how many of those plays were incorporated in the nuances in them last year? Maybe 2, possibly. So, it is a process, man. I mean, we are ahead of schedule. We're absolutely ahead of schedule. But by the same token, we're a relatively still young team, man. I love what I saw out of Loveland. I was looking at a guy down here, and he was people talking about Loveland. Man, that kid took a shot. He took a shot and held onto the ball. That's all you can ask for, man. But yeah, we just got to trust the process. People keep forgetting that this team hasn't been together for 3 or 4 years. This is like a new regime. You got guys that came in, whole new mindset and everything. It's going to take time, but for us to be where we are right now, I'm happy, but I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. Talking about the draft choices and everything, I've heard a couple rumors out there that the Bears are trying to make a play for Myles Garrett during the offseason. And if you look at it, if we're talking about giving up draft choices and all that. You're talking about 2 first rounders. The more we win, the worse our first round draft choices actually look like. So I would be up for trading Myles Garrett for 2 first rounders and a couple second rounders. I'd have no problem with that. That would put us in a much better position as well.
Looking at this game, I was looking at the Bears punted 4 times in this game. And I know sometimes us as fans, we hang on to every play, right? And we criticize every play. 2 of those punts were in the 4th quarter. So, so I know we was criticizing the Bears for having leading the league in 3 and outs. And that's why I'm saying sometimes it's deceptive, because we actually was talking about that on Friday, playing the Bears leading the league in 3 and outs. But the argument has been used to say the defense is tired. But actually, the Bears have not punted a lot in the last 4 or 5 games. I think they had one game where it was windy, where they kind of punted a little bit. But other than that, the Bears have not punted a lot. They've actually moved the ball pretty easily. Like even on today, other than the mistakes, they might have could have had another touchdown today. I mean, they had a lot of conversions on third. I think they went for once or twice on 4 or 5. Get the stats in front of me. What you got, guy?
Third down. You know what? Third down.
Oh man, Myles Garrett sacked him, man. What you got, Jason? They took him out.
They got him down.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go, guy. You back? You have froze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking at stats, man. We were 7-13 in third down conversion, so we were over 42, whatever percent it is that we do. Plus, we were 3-3 in the red zone, but we got to get them penalties, man. 7 of them for 83 yards, man. If we didn't have those penalties, we wouldn't even be talking about sweating in the 4th quarter, man. But it's stuff to work on. It's stuff to work on.
Well, my concern is we got the Bears they're number 1 in the league in explosive plays. So the longest runs over 10 yards and passes over 25. And at the same time, they're number 1 in the league in 3 and out. So we're still trying to figure this out, right? I don't think either one of them by themselves means a whole lot. But in the aggregate, the Bears are getting to be a very good football team.
They're playing, and also they're 4th in time of possession on offense. So if you look at it, those stats contradict each other, right? They're saying the Bears are actually possessing the ball a long time. Now, I will say the hidden number in possession of the ball a long time is penalties. Penalties can make you possess the ball a long time too, right? Because you replaying a down, right? So you possessing the ball a little bit longer. So that is like the hidden yards in the game. But man, I'm excited about this because the Bears are number 1 in total offense as well. So I mean, to see 1-1-1-1 by the Bears, I mean, come on, we 8-3.
All that matters.
But you know what though? But if you threw a -2 yard pass and the guy fumbles it and somebody accidentally kicks it forward, and then one of our players picks it up and scores a touchdown, it's not a -2 pass. It's whatever yards that you get. Everything ties into everything else, but a lot of times what happens is people want to look at why people win and they look at all these numbers, and in some instances they're good, but in this instance, them dudes just believe in themselves, man. They out there balling. Like, who would think that a team is getting penalized the way that they do would be there? Who look at a team that's not excellent in the red zone, 20th in the red zone doing what they're doing? They're playing for each other, and at specific times when they really need to get a score and they really need to get a stop, they're doing it. Because all that matters is if they score off of defense or score, a touchdown. All them other numbers don't matter.
That could be worse. You could be a Cowboys fan.
Hey, Tony Wells.
Always worse. So
I think where a lot of it gets lost, and when everybody starts looking at the numbers and the penalties, obviously the penalties are a problem and needs to be cleaned up. But I think everybody focuses so much on the numbers because everything is so analytical.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to, I like the idea of that being part of the game. It's not the entire game, and I think Detroit for the last couple of weeks has been really hurting themselves in regards to that fourth down analytic numbers, and they've been falling short, and it's great when it works, obviously, but at the same time, your head and your heart got to play into it a little bit too, and you got to realize, like, okay, what's the reality of the situation? What should I do? And I think, like I said, they focus so hard on the numbers because they're trying to push this analytic perspective, and I think it's like sometimes, like you said, it's like the game is the game, and it's going to happen as it plays out. The players got to perform it. When they're up, when the ball gets put in their hands.
Yeah, I thought we were in a bad situation because right before the game, it was announced that Theo Benedict wasn't going to be able to play. He's the backup tackle. Hats off to Ozzie Trapillo. He got out there and
he did a pretty good job.
Was not mentioned. That's what I look for offensive linemen. If they're out there playing a full game, you don't hear about them giving up sacks or penalties or whatever. Chances are they played a pretty good game.
A W changes the whole perspective of everything, man. Because had they lost, they would have had so many things to pick on. But I always look at it this way. I mean, if you win a game, the mistakes that you make, you can work on thinking about fixing them. And it's much easier to deal with during the week. The pressure of losing. Now, I was going back to the completion percentages and stuff like that. Maybe he is a lower percentage completion quarterback. But we've got those long plays. If you look at a guy like Drew Brees averaged like maybe 7 yards a pass, where Caleb's like at 6.6. I'm not putting him on the same vein as a Drew Brees. But if you look at the way their offenses are structured, Drew Brees threw a lot of short yard passes and a few long yard passes, whereas Caleb's vice versa. And if he's throwing longer passes, he's going to probably 9 times out of 10 miss some passes. So all I care about is if we're able to advance the ball, if he's able to be serviceable, if he's able to, even with that whatever percentage that people are looking at, if he's still able to command his offense to score, like we say with them numbers, it don't even matter.
Yeah. I want to mention something as far as looking at numbers that don't show up is the Bears defensive line, to me, played a good game. They have been one of the liabilities that I've thought in all season, where the defensive line sometimes just, and I'm not saying they got pressure when they needed to late in the game, but they batted some balls down, and they actually made the pocket kind of, even if they didn't get there, they actually was closing the pocket in on Mason Rudolph a lot, where he could feel those guys around him, where it might have made him throw it a little quicker. Even if they don't register as pressure, it was making him have a unclear pocket to see in. So I had to give credit to them by doing that. And you can see the difference when Andre Billings in there, and even Grady Jarrett made a play today, and he got ran over a few times, but he kind of held his ground pretty good. And those linebackers cleaned up a lot of those plays once it got to the secondary. But one of the great things is, if your guys up front is doing their job, they're not taking on linebackers, right? They're not getting to your linebacker, so your linebacker is able to make clean tackles. And I believe this is why both those linebackers had a lot of tackles today, because the defensive line did a good job of keeping them from getting to that level.
Yeah, 29 tackles by fill-in linebackers. Jackson, 15. What's his name? Abba had 4 tackles.
Just gonna call him AO.
Yeah, I know this is off the script, but did Andrew Billings swallow a Greyhound bus, man? They showed that dude come off the field. It looked like he had a school bus in his stomach, man. That was one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen. They list him at 340. Yeah, right. 340 with some periods at the end of it. That's a big dude, man.
That was in training.
I thought I was looking at Keith Traylor there for a minute.
I know, he can't be offensive line. He'd just be the whole line. That's a huge dude, man. Like he had a Sony Trinitron in his stomach.
Hey, I think Jay might have said it earlier today, when Caleb planted his feet and just throw it. He made 2 real good throws. Matter of fact, they both were touchdowns, where he hit Colston Loveland hit a touchdown, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm remembering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that was decisive. He got the snap, threw that quick slant to him, right on him. and then the one to DJ, no, and he was decisive, right to him. So that's the thing. I believe that as we step forward, because what happened we haven't been able to do all year is throw quick slants in the red zone. We actually got a quick slant in the red zone. We actually scored. We only had one field goal today.
Yeah.
It was so we have to acknowledge those improvements that we see as a team. When we see, even though we may get caught up on some other stats, but when you see those improvements, when you see the tight end being used, you could see they did a good job stopping us from running today, because this was the team that struggled against the run. And what they was doing a lot was they was trying to take advantage of Ozzie Tapillo, and they was trying to run blitz off the edge a lot. And the Bears were smart, and they set them up eventually and ran the screen over on that side,
From what I saw today, it looked like it's one of those games that the Bears had an actual team win. Offense did what it needed to do. Offense scored 31 points. Drove with the ball. Was ahead of the sticks a lot of time. Defense did enough to be able to keep the other team off the field and keep the score low. I know we're going to look and say that was 28 points, but defense gave up 21 of those. And the special teams actually did very well. Taylor kept flipping the field, as well as, our beleaguered Cairo Santos. He came through with a field goal as well. So this is what you call a team win, man. And sometimes it looks ugly, but I'll take it.
We're going to go back to, since it's almost the Christmas spirit, until he screw up again, I'm going to start calling him Santos Claus again.
Man. Don't do it. Don't you believe
it. Man, but Ozzie is big enough to where he could turn a certain way and just hide Caleb behind his back, man. That's he's a tall, big dude. It's like they show him on the offensive line. If you could take a camera and go from right to left and just look at the guys bent over, it's like some third graders and a first round draft pick size-wise, man. This dude is gigantic, man.
So let's talk about it real quick, because a lot of people have been mad at Poles for his selections and mad at the people that he's picked up and all that. The guys that he's picked up recently, they are all paying huge dividends towards the 8 wins. And so it may not be your particular pick that you wanted, but let's look at Ozzie, right? Oh man, what we get Ozzie for? Blah blah blah, right? Ozzie these guys are there now to play. These are just in case guys, and these guys are playing very well. They look like starters,
Yeah, I kind of feel like Poles has gotten away from that those try-hard guys that I feel like he's picked up over the last couple of years and tried to piece together that offensive line and made some legit decisions on getting actual quality players. Not that those guys weren't good players, but I believe I feel like they, I always felt like he tried to, I think I mentioned it, last year, whatever, a while, but I always felt like he tried to find the guys that he saw himself in, but I think he finally has gotten over that hump and realized, like, I got to get some actual players up here.
Yeah.
The thing he needs to realize from himself is that he didn't make the team, so.
Right.
A lot of guys like him, right?
Only goes so far.
What is it? It's about the backup quarterback with starting experience is even out by having many starters out on it. Shoot, Jackson wasn't a starter. He had 15 tackles.
Yeah.
It's the next man up, man.
They say the football guys were working today, right?
Exactly. It's just the next man up. Some guys, you know what, like you're saying about Poles, maybe there were some guys we didn't get. But what people need to understand, this is a team, man. A lot of times you look on a line like an offensive line, defensive line, or just the components of a team. You might see one dog. This dude is like the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. He's getting off. All you think about is him. Then the next year, he's half the guy that he was. And the first thing people will do is they'll say, oh, well, he's atrophied. He's gone down. But then when you really go back and look who was to the right and left of him the year before he's successful, and they're not there anymore, and they got guys not doing their job, now he has to compensate for that. So I gotta get my hats off, man, because these guys it was like the epitome of a plug and play. Next man up, and them dudes came in and they did their thing, man.
You know, Maganga, he has been a good pick.
My guy.
He's a strong runner, good vision, and good balance. I trust him on the goal line. I would like to see us be more firm in our commitment on the goal line that he's the guy. Because I think at one play they put Swift in. It's okay. I don't care if Swift get tackled on the inch-yard line. Get the bring Maganga in and get that 1 yard. You know, because he have shown that he could push the pile. And also I'm loving, we're talking about the picks. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Loveland, and I'm also loving what I'm seeing from him and Komet together, because you're starting to see them both perform together. Now, I don't know come on, Rome, you my guy. You my guy. You know me, you my guy. My ace bone cone. But man, ever since your father said that, we've been saying fall off. I mean, he's almost made a few plays, but he's been missing in action. I don't even think he scored a touchdown since his father said that.
We all dads. If I'm not mistaken, we all dads. Pop, shut up. Just shut up and let your kid play. You ain't getting a paycheck. You out his. I mean, you know, he's benefiting from his son being there. But that's just like, you know, when my kid was playing football at Bogan, he wasn't getting time at first, and he's sitting over there steaming. And I'm standing next to the coach, and he's looking at me, and I look at my son. I'm like, I'm your dad. I'm not your coach. Don't be looking at me. Look at him. And the coach was like, I appreciate you, because there's so many parents that stand out here talking about how great their kid is, and he really ain't that good. And there's a reason why they put my kid in, and he started every other game after that, just because of that. I mean, he was decent. He was a decent player. But the point is, you a parent, cheer for your kids. Stay your behind off the microphone. This just reminds me of, like, in boxing. This is guy Devin Haney, his father. His father, John Moran's daddy. Just shut up.
Hey, I'm cracking up because I'm watching the Eagles game. So the Eagles fumbled the play before, and they showed that CeeDee Lamb was down. Then they come right back the next play and fumble again. I said, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, the Bears, man, they have and what you were talking about with Manange, my guy Menage Trois, they found they have a legitimate 1-2 punch in the backfield. They just have to figure out how to utilize both guys. They both have different skill sets, which are vital to what the Bears are trying to do on offense. And so you got it. Like, Mananga is more of a downhill runner where you set the tone of we gonna run straight at you downhill. Swift is more of a screen out of the backfield guy, can do the quick outside stuff. And so you have that. You just got to learn how to utilize both of them together.
Yeah, and I trust Mananga in pass protection as well. That guy's he's an asset. So a couple times he picked up the blitz and got those guys away from Caleb. So I think the rookie class is doing very well, especially the person we don't mention a lot, Luther Burden. He's looking a whole lot better than OZ, whoever that dude was. So we're doing well. Frossoff is going to come to play next year, and maybe we go to the Super Bowl.
We're just a couple pieces away.
Okay. But when young guys that do, people can say what they want, how hard they are, man. These defenders can't tell me the difference between a guy like a Swift, who's more of a finesse guy that you can get, and a guy like a Manon guy that's gonna hit you. Them dudes, I bet you a whole lot of them dudes got some doggone stripes on their chest from this dude. This dude is like a bowling ball, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of our pregame predictions, and it looks like Jimmy Red might have been the closest. Jimmy Red hit the Bears, winning 30-27. And hold on, what you had, Plank? I know you sent it to me.
I had the Bears winning 22-18.
Okay. Jay was right behind him, 28-25. Then Guy was coming up the rear, actually scored 21-17. Then I actually just had a field goal game. I actually had 15-18. I didn't think anybody was going to score a touchdown.
Well, we didn't know Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to play either, so.
No, he wasn't going to play.
You know what's crazy? I think with Aaron Rodgers in there and him not being as mobile,
he would have got sacked more.
I think he might have got sacked more or throws more because, the Mason Rudolph is a little quick guy, stronger in stature and everything. Because you think about that sack that Sweat should have had, Rodgers is going down. Rodgers is going down in that situation.
Yeah, and let's be clear. His stats are okay this year, but they're not mind-blowing. That team really win. They don't score a lot. They kind of win because they're running the ball well, and he gets rid of the ball pretty fast. But our guys were tackling so well on those short passes that I think we would have kind of nullified that if he played, because that's what Aaron Rodgers has been doing a lot this year. He's been just taking the real quick check downs, right? It's out of his hands, like barely at maybe 2.2, 2.3 seconds. Aaron did rip that ball,
Yeah.
And the other thing is, we ended up winning the game today that we didn't win the turnover battle. So because we actually lost 2 fumbles, we got 1 interception and 1 fumble recovery. So that ended up evening out, our chances. But we found a way to win that game. That's kind of big too.
What happened to Zacchaeus? Did he get benched? No, he got that doggone remote control that don't work and just sat him on the bench.
He had one catch today. One catch.
Oh, he had a catch?
Yeah,
I mean,
6 yards.
One target, 1 catch, 14 yards.
He probably ain't gonna never drop another pass in his career after that.
We'll see.
Man.
What he has value. I don't know what happened during those 2 games where he was kind of dropping those balls, but if he lock in, he's a nice receiver to have when you go 5 wide outs or when you go with Colston Loveland and you put him at maybe the X or Y. You could bring him for that underneath stuff. He just got to prove that he could be trusted again.
No, quick say wide receivers supposed to catch the ball. So I'm going about what quick say.
Hey man, those are just that Luther Burden could have. So
exactly.
Luther captain.
Luther's your second round pick, right? So
he had a brain fart. He had a brain fart, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all it's like the ball.
Grades? Y'all want to get to some grades yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What y'all want to start on, offense or defense?
Well, I think offense looked pretty good today. Let's start with them.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, offense got 31 points. They actually cut down on a lot of the pre-snap penalties that we saw early in the year. So you can see them starting to form something that's going to be formidable. So with that, we're running the ball fairly well. We didn't do it as well today, but I'm going to give the offense a B. 31 points. I'm definitely going to give them a B. And I'm taking away for that fumble in the end zone. But, that kind of happens.
Okay. What you got, guy? You reaching for the?
I give him a B, and I would have given an A minus if Caleb not fumbled. And the reason being, think of all the things that they normally are able to do on offense that they didn't do, and they still scored 31 points. Got to give him a B.
Yeah. I would have been an A for me if it wasn't for the fumble and a couple of penalties. But I still get them a B. I thought they moved the ball well. The kicker didn't get much work until late in the game. They ran for about 99 yards. They passed for about 239 yards in the passing game.
Well, I guess I'll go. And since I don't want to be like y'all because I talk about y'all grading system, I'll give them a B plus. Yeah.
B plus.
Yeah. Because
I can't argue with that.
I was gonna say B, and then Plank said B, so I said nah.
I gotta give
it.
He's a lone wolf.
No, I've seen Plank's grading system, so would love to have him Just as long as you turn in your homework, he ain't gonna grade it. But
he using a CPS scale.
man, yeah. When no kid left, no team left behind. That's how he grade.
So the curve, so on his curve of 73 is a B plus.
No, he got the S curve down on Lakeshore Drive.
Oh.
What you have, Jason?
Man.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a B. That the strip sack in the end zone hurt a lot, and the scripted plays just like everything looked uncoordinated at the start of the game, but they definitely got stronger as it went through, and I liked a lot of what I saw. The running game could have been a lot better, in my opinion. I think they've been pretty strong through most of the season, but I feel like there was some yards left on the table, so I'm giving them a B on that.
Okay, a B on it. What about let's flip over to the defense? Anybody on the defense?
Come on, I'll go first too. Whatever, Quick talking about. Quick is that old teacher just standing in the hallway arguing people for not going into class on time or something. Man, stop it. Defense,
that's part of your job. What do
you know what? I think you do that without even getting paid for it. You just do it because you like it.
Joe Clark.
That was me. That was
Crazy
me.
Joe. From a defensive standpoint, I think again we put together a whole lot of bubble gum and duct tape and what have you. Down 5 starters and all of that. Those DeMarco Jackson 15 tackles, AO 14 tackles. We got a whole lot of pressure. They made a much better showing than I would have expected, especially with us being down that far. As far as I'm concerned, the defense gave up 21 points. The average score in the NFL is 22.9, almost. So I'm gonna get a defense a B.
Okay, get defense a B. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. I'm looking at the defense, and I thought with the way they patched together the defense, they did a good job. And like Plank said, they held them down. My complaint only about the defense, if for some reason they always give up a big play right around halftime, I'm not sure what do they kind of like start thinking about this quarter's almost over. I don't know. But even with that, I'm gonna give them a B plus.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give them B plus because
like Quick. Okay.
Hey, man.
I feel like we kind of got to grade these guys on a bit of a curve because of the missing pieces that were on the field. Some of the guys that stepped up and they played huge. They played big. So I'm giving them a B plus. I feel like there was some area, and one thing I've noticed throughout the season, and this was even last season before, like they're taking some weird angles to make tackles and missing tackles and leaving a lot of loose coverage. But but they came up big and when they needed it, the interception, the fumble recovery, and a couple blocked passes, especially at the end of the game. Jaquan Brisker came up pretty big on that block, and but yeah, so I feel like for what was out there, who was out there on the field, they came up huge. So I'm giving them a B plus.
Good job.
I gotta give a B plus too for all the guys they missing. I know Quick mad, but he right though. He like that old teacher in the hallway. He probably got that metal pot and that spoon, and all the bad kids, he just put the pot over their head, go boom. So all his students walking around dizzy. But yeah, I gotta give him a B plus. You're missing your 3 linebackers, you're missing like 2 or 3 more starters, plus guys got injured, and for them to only give up 21 points, B plus.
The starting corners, yeah.
I need all 4 of you guys to go to HR and get drug tested immediately. All of y'all are going to be drug tested at HR. I'm just telling you. If you're missing 6 defensive starters, that means you have 1, 2. It's 11 guys on the field. 6 missing.
This ain't calculus, bro.
Hey, look,
That's Dr. Quick, y'all.
I'm not good at math, but I mean, if you're missing 6 starters, well, that means you more than half of your defense is out. You got Jackson that makes 15 tackles. You got Oma Bobo whatever. I don't even know the dude's name, right? You got such and such and so out here making tackles. They make 29 tackles. I don't care. Hey, I'm giving them an A. If you come in and play and make plays, and you're not even the guy, and anytime you got to be like, who is that? What number is that dude? Who is that? And he making plays, dude. Yeah. Hey, report to HR tomorrow, guys, when you go in.
Hey, one of your students just walked up to me and called me you. He was like, "Yeah, Dr. Quick, you know, I'm doing pretty good, man." I was like, "Yeah, he got hit with that pot and that spoon."
Just walk in the morning with a cup of piss and just take.
Says the dean of Buster Screen University.
Man,
y'all students busy.
You know what? That was a heads up play by the backup defensive player. I can't think of his name. He didn't play it a few times.
Right, you can't even think of the dude's name, right?
Yeah, but it was a heads up play for him because he actually was burnt on that play, and it was better that he actually committed the pass interference by grabbing the guy's jersey versus allowing him to catch the ball because he had a step on him. He probably wasn't going to catch that guy. I can't remember what was the outcome of that play.
Are you saying that getting a pass interference is good defense?
It's to prevent a touchdown. It can be, especially if I don't believe they converted in that series.
Yep.
I don't think they converted. So that was a heads up play because sometimes you just burn. Well, y'all know, y'all was defensive players. Sometimes you just burn. And
I don't know.
Like no, I don't know.
Now, might have got burnt in college, but not on the football.
Hey, Jason, you want to start off special teams?
All right. Special teams, I mean, they weren't on the field very much, so I mean that's an A right there, you know, for not being actually on the field and having to do a whole lot. I'm not entirely sure. Cairo made some big kicks, both on the, made the field goal and had a couple kick, the first kickoff. I'm not sure yet if that was by design or, he's getting up there in age. So, I know his leg ain't as strong as it was, but it was curious and it was an interesting play with that initial kickoff and getting that knuckleballer in there. But so, I mean, Taylor made some good punts, kept them deep. Nothing came off the foot. So they were clean for the most part. So I'm giving them an A.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm going B plus again
as well. They pinned them back on that knuckleball kickoff. I think they may only had like one penalty on special teams. That was it. I thought they had some good returns. They didn't make any mistakes, and they hit the field goal they had to hit. So I give them an A.
Yeah, Torrey Taylor kept flipping the field. He averaged over 51 yards a kick. He kept the Bears out of harm's way. Cairo Santos with that knuckleball. That's the first time I've seen him come up with some kind of kick that wasn't returnable. So I think that made a difference. I'm going to give special teams a B.
A B, okay.
Mm-hmm. I give special teams a B plus, man. I was watching the weather and the dude was doing the Doppler radar thing and it was a football. It was that Torrey Taylor. I think if somebody in the stands, when he kicks a ball, they just take a ball and just drop it because this dude, he's got a leg, man. Special teams didn't beat us up this year. They didn't hurt us. Did good. Santos did what he was supposed to do. But I would give them an A, but I'm just taking a little bit of it off and just saving it for another time that they need it. So I won't have to give them an F. It could be like a D minus.
They done earned a couple Fs this year now.
So wait a minute.
Yeah.
You holding homework for when the kids don't turn the
That was extra credit.
Man.
They just mad. I spelled Phil with an F.
Yeah, you spell Phil F-I-L-L.
Yeah.
I'm going to give special teams an A because that's an important part of the game. It's a lowly part of the game where you don't get much credit. But Taylor's ability to, as somebody said, keep flipping the field and giving the other team not so good field position, then I mean that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. Santos is supposed to kick field goals. That's what they're supposed to do. They didn't give up any touchdowns, anything like that. So they should start at an A, and anything after that, it should be a decrease. Not holding on to the kids' work and saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna use this for another time when you get an F." And we'll be able to put some credit on it.
Half the kids ain't even in school, so
Yeah. Y'all teach that
Hey, who would have thought that the Bears would be going into this week, going into the upcoming week 13, and the Bears will be 8-3 at this point, and we could seriously say they should be 9-2. I mean, they just kind of gave away that Vikings game, that opener. But you have to sometimes look at stuff like that maybe that happened, and then the next game actually played a role into where they're at now, right? Because it did look like those first two games, they were kind of emotionally the same Bears from last year. Because they kind of seemed like they came out of halftime of both of those games, and it was kind of like that, oh, man, we knew this was going to happen. And whatever happened after they went to the third game, they had fixed their morale in their locker room, and they started gaining confidence. So sometimes you don't want to have to blow those games, but maybe that was the catalyst. Those two games are starting off 0-2. Maybe that was the catalyst of him telling them, hey, teams know when we play the Bears, I mean, because I remember Ben Johnson talking about that. Teams say when we play the Bears, they're going to quit. They're going to, something go wrong, they're going to quit in the game. They're going to check out. And maybe they're like, no, we're not quitters. That was challenging those guys' manhood.
Well, especially after giving up that 50 burger. So that's all right. We get Detroit again. I think this version of the Bears is going to make it much different showing. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got the scores, the records, Bernard?
Oh yeah, I sure do. What I have here.
What is quick? 1-7, 1-8, something like that.
No.
Hey, Jay leading the pack still 10-1. Jay was at the game today. I know they probably still there. Jay probably bubbly now.
He 3 sheets to the win now.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good.
Yeah. Hey, I'm 9-2, Plank 8-3, Dr. Quick 8-3, Guy 7-4. Hey, Jason, you remember your score? Where you at with these games?
I've been kind of lax because I've got a lot going on outside of football and everything, family wise and stuff. So it's been a rough couple of weeks. So I really haven't been able to pay too close attention to a lot of things, and I haven't really been putting in picks at all this season. But so even going into this game, I didn't really have a score or what it might be. I kind of, it kind of depended on a lot of factors. Obviously, I kind of picked a closer game. I didn't really have a score, but ultimately for the season, I was thinking them as 10-7 team, still finding their way into the next season, but definitely pleasantly surprised and happy with the way the season's been going, and hopefully it keeps going in a positive fashion.
Yep.
Good job.
It's ahead of what I thought at this time. I had the Bears going 9-8 for the season, so
I did too.
One game passing what I originally thought.
I had them 7 as well, so I'm glad they might do a little bit better than that. Before we get off, I wanted to make sure I mention tomorrow's my birthday. Yay! Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
And I share a birthday with one of my fraternity brothers, Rod Gray. Today I got the best news I could ever get for my birthday. Rod Gray finally got his kidney. He got through the surgery thing, and the brother's gonna be good, man. So
good for him.
God, and I'm glad that he's doing better.
Man,
Happy birthday to the both of you.
What's amazing is that the news came out last night about Rod and saying that he finally got his kidney. The kidney finally came in, and he was shooting to the hospital to get it. And Dog has been very instrumental in what I've been going through as far as with my health battles, and always checking on me. And man, just big ups to Rod, man. Finally getting that kidney.
Amen.
Still praying for you, brother.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
That's
wonderful
awesome.
news, man.
That's awesome, man. God is good.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the things we want to do is make sure if you're watching, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Today we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch TV. Subscribe to Bears Banter. Share it with your friends. And one thing about Bears Banter, and we invite people to come on the show to join us and have a conversation. That's kind of how Jason kind of came on.
Yeah.
He's came on the show a couple of times a season since I think about the second season. He'll pop in and we always bring him in. This year, Jason, we can bring you to the Green Bay game, man, and maybe they won't be living rent free in our head, like you always say.
I think that period's over.
Yeah, Jason, one of our OGs, man. He one of them dudes that's been with us, man, from the beginning. I hope you can hide like about 3 or 4 little extra wins up in that beard for us, man, and pull them out when we need them.
That beard is impressive, man. I'm telling you.
It is impressive, man.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you talking about Jason? I'm just starting back off, man. I'm just starting back off.
Hey, Blank, and I guess because you look young, I was laughing because on Friday, Jimmy Red said he thought he was old and all that. So I'm like, no, Blank.
I heard that. I was like,
yeah, I was like, no.
I ain't having hard to tell him, man.
Yeah,
Plank in there, getting up there in those
Yes,
60s, man. In those 60s.
61. 61. Let's go.
He's him and Jay, our resident heartthrobs.
yeah. He played with,
Don't get Jay in trouble.
Oh, no, he ain't getting in trouble.
he was in the 12 Disciples. Leather helmets and stuff.
As long as he wasn't the one holding that doggone knife on the table, we all right.
Man.
Hey, so this Friday, the Bears actually playing on Friday, and we're playing the Black Friday game against the Eagles, and I look forward to it. I mean, I look forward to it.
We should have a couple starters back by that time.
Yeah. Hopefully we have Jalen Johnson back. Maybe have Kyler Murray back. Maybe all
Kyler Gordon. Yeah.
Well, one of the linebackers, Tremaine Edmonds, won't be back because he got put on IR, so he got to miss games. So he's going to be out. Roschon Johnson, that's fine. They could just put him on.
Pasture.
Put him on somebody else's team, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had so much promise when he got it. And that's the thing too. When you're talking about the GM with polls and all that, all your picks are not going to be hits. You know, they just all not going to be hits. You going off a projection and things like that. But hey, it is what it is.
Roschon Jackson, he has writer's cramp. That's his injury. I don't even know what's wrong with that dude.
Thumb now, right?
His thumb. Wow.
You got guys trying to play with broken wrists and tape on their toes and everything else, and his thumb hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's all right. They already back to replace him, so they're good in that they got enough guys that he doesn't have to be on offense.
They're not missing him right now.
No,
you know what's funny? When guys that get injured, like them little bitty injuries, and they stay out, they call it a business decision, and the next year they don't get a contract. It's funny, man. You got fired for your thumb.
He got fired on his day off.
Yeah, every day is his day off.
Hey, do y'all have anything else before we close out? I know y'all probably ready to watch some of these games that are still wrapping up.
It looked like the Eagles is giving the Cowboys what for already, 21-0.
Wow,
that's it. Oh,
yeah, you supposed to pass the joystick now. This should be over. Thank you.
Hey, we'll see y'all. I guess you know what? Maybe we'll do the post game. If we get a chance to do it, maybe we'll do it Wednesday night, so we won't be doing it on Thanksgiving night. Maybe we'll do it Wednesday night, and then we'll do the the post game. We'll do the pregame Wednesday night, and then the post game after the game. So, all right, y'all. Until next time, peace.